What's up, Bassin' buddies? This is Mr. Bass, and I thought I would talk to you today about tackle storage. I'm kind of a tackle storage freak, and I'm always looking for something new and better. And you guys have probably seen these, the Plano Edge tackle system. Kind of unique. A couple of features about these that are cool. Probably the most impressive feature of this box is one-handed opening of the box. And basically all you do, there's a little lip here, you just flip it down and then you flip it back up one-handed. And that's super handy, especially if you're fishing and you've got a fish in your hand, or you're fishing on a kayak where you need both of your hands as often and as much as you can, and you can't use two hands to open a box because you're holding nets and rods and fish and measuring boards and all kinds of stuff. So the one-handed latch is really ingenious. It's very smart, and I don't know of any other box. So this is a waterproof box, and just compare it to another Plano weatherproof waterproof box. These boxes are great, by the way, but they have 3 latches on them, and they probably, if you were to test them, the 3 latches probably make this a little more secure as far as watertight stuff goes than this one, but they both have gaskets completely around them. The gasket is, it's yellow, it's in the lid here. Same with this one, but it takes 3 hands to open this thing, and we don't have 3 hands. That's the only complaint really about this box, I'd say, is that, you've got the 3 latches and it gets old. So the one latch is nice. Don't know how long it's going to hold up, but we'll see over time. The other thing I like about it is I like to label. As you can see, I like labels. But here they have a pre-made label right on the box, and they say you can write with a Sharpie or a permanent marker and then wipe it off with like alcohol. So I like that part of it too. So the other thing that caught my eye on this is this funky, weird thing inside of here. I've never seen this before, and that's what made me think, wow, this is unique. I want to see this. It's also has these little water wick things. It's probably something charcoal that absorbs water or something like those little packs. The difference is, I heard that, and this is true, I've had packs like this that are rechargeable. And what you do is you put them in the oven and cook them in the oven for a while. And I don't know what the temp and all is on that. You can look it up, but then they're reusable over and over again to absorb water out of your box and keep your expensive lures rust free. So this intrigued me, but what is kind of a head scratcher is this is called the small crankbait box. So when I think of small crankbaits, I think of small square bills, small, like KVD, 1.5s, 2.5s, those kinds of things, little bomber baits, etc. But it's kind of deceiving because this box really doesn't work for those kind of crankbaits, and I thought I'd show you that, just to give you an idea. So, not to say that it doesn't have some uses. It's got some really good uses, I would say. But let me try to find one that doesn't have I got my hooks kind of rubber banded. All right, so to me, this is a small crankbait. Right? Wouldn't you agree? You put it in here, and these things are pretty nice. The hooks don't get in too bad. Anyway, even a small crankbait, you push it down in there, and it's going to work its way out. It does work its way out. So then you try something like, say, something a little narrower. That's kind of what I'm getting at, is these really need narrow profile baits. So this is narrow. This is a Rapala DT6. Let's see how it fits in there. See, it fits in, but the bill gets in the way. So it doesn't really, let's see if it stays in. Tried to come out. So it's okay, I guess, is what I'm getting at. It's not as great as I thought, really. But where it does work, where it kind of shines, are super skinny cold water crankbaits like this little bad boy. Look at that. Narrow. It fits right in here. You can go either direction, which is kind of cool. Just push her down in. She'll stay. Here's another narrow crankbait, different brand. Pretty cool looking crankbait. And they fit in there. You just, the heads stick up because of the bill. Although this one's popping up. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna like this. Let's try a rock crawler first. Spro rock crawler. See, it's a little fat. And it's just not gonna work. You can't get it in there. You have to turn them sideways with the bill, but then see what they do, they just pop out. So it's called a small crankbait box, but what it really is a skinny crankbait box. Let me try. Here's a Storm flat-sided Arashi crankbait. See how it does. Okay, ready? Bing. Pops right out. So this is not a big crankbait. Really, it's not. Compared to this little guy. Look, those are small. They don't work in here. All right, so these do though. Skinny minis. Jerk baits, I think, will work in here. Oh wait, here's another crankbait that I bet works. This is a Rapala shad wrap. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, it works great actually. Just slides right in, no problem. So the shad wrap works great in there. Now let's try, here's a Mega Bass Vision 110. We'll go in this way. Get it closer so you can see. See, it slides right in. Easy peasy. This is, they almost should call it a jerkbait box in my mind, because jerkbaits slide right in there quite well. Here's another type of bait that probably works in here really good. The spy bait. Or the spin bait, depending upon what you like to call it. I think most people call them spy baits now. They're very narrow. Now they have the prop on them, but the prop should fit in here without any trouble. Yeah, perfect. Those fit great. So this box has some applications where it works excellent. See, this is one of the reasons traditional jerkbait and crankbait boxes suck. Right? We all know this because of this. And that's one really nice thing about this box here. Your hooks don't get tangled. This is ingenious for that. It keeps your hooks completely separated from each other. All right. This is one of the, I don't know if you've seen this one before. This is the Jackal crankbait. Or jerkbait, sorry. Now it's fatter. And really, I think it would stay, without too much problem. Where you start to get problems is these big bills. As the bill gets bigger, the less effective this kind of a box is. Now here's another bait that I think will work perfectly in this box. And same thing. Same problem. You got the hook problem with all your lipless crankbaits, your rattle traps. You can put them in these compartments, which looks great. Keep them all organized however you want. But the problem is, when you pull them out, they're all hooked together. Unless you do something radical like what I do, which is I wrap all of them in all the hooks with rubber bands. Well, you know how much of a pain that is. It's an incredible pain. And then when you want to fish them, you got to take the rubber bands off. It keeps them from getting tangled up, but it's still a super pain. But let's see how easy these things go in. Yeah. That's a rattle trap. That's a cotton cordell. That's a rattle trap. This is a cordell. Let's see if we got another brand here. Yeah, here's a, I don't know what brand this is, but you can see these work great. Rattle traps, lipless cranks, they're going to work very good. Now, what's one of the downsides? One of the downsides is this kind of a box is not going to hold nearly as many red-eye shads and other baits as this one. This one here, I've probably got 40 or more rattle traps. This one here, you're not going to be able to get that many, but they work great, I gotta admit. So probably for jerk baits, Smithwick Rogues, Megabass jerk baits, all jerk baits, spy baits, and rattle traps, I would say this Plano Edge 3700 small crankbait box is probably worth the money. Now these are expensive boxes. This thing that cost, I think, about 30 bucks, if I remember right. 27 to 30, something like that. So I wouldn't just run out and buy a bunch of these unless you really know, you really got a reason for them. But if you need waterproof, if you're kayak basser and you need one-handed opening, probably worth it. Let me know what you think. I'd really like to know if you've used these on the water. I've only bought them. I have not used them on the water yet in action. My opinion could change based on your comments, so I'd love to hear from you. Please, if you like this, share it, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Have a good one.